if you are new here, I'm Erica Bell. I'm a professional organizer. If you are not new here, welcome back. I'm so glad you guys are spending some time with me right now. Today, I'm going to tell you what I think is the most underrated, underutilized organizing product that's out right now. Let me know in the comments what you think it is. I'm curious. I want to chat with you guys. Anyways, let me get to it. It is this. The Lazy Susan. Y'all, I am obsessed with this. Whoever invented it is a genius. I just love it. I love it so much. It is so practical. It's so helpful. It's so useful. All over your house. All over your house. Some of my favorite places to use it are in the fridge. That's like probably number one for me. In the pantry is great. Y'all have seen me use it under my sink. I'm just like not totally convinced it's not useful like in every single part of your home. I love it. All right, you have another idea about where to use the Lazy Susan? Okay, where?
On the wall.
On the wall. But how would it hold things?
Sticky stuff.
And honestly, it's been pretty recent that I've started using them everywhere, but they're just great. They're just great. I walk into so many clients' houses and most people are not using these. So are you? Let me know. Let me know. I'll show you a couple different places I like to use it, how I would like to use it, and yeah, you can buy them anywhere and everywhere. I'll link to some, of course, but some tips for like places that they are especially good. Like you may be saying like, why do I need this? Why do I care about the Lazy Susan? I'm glad you asked, I'll tell you. So they're especially good for places that are kind of like awkward spaces, like those corners in your pantry or your fridge, like the top shelf of your fridge where maybe you just have rows of stuff or just a bunch of different products and you have to like take everything out to like get to the back. Okay, well, instead of doing that, you just place them all on this and you just spin it around and then you can get to all of them. It's just a no-brainer. It's awesome. And again, they're not very expensive. You know, I always like to use what you already have in your house, but this is one of those things that is pretty inexpensive and it makes a big difference. It really does. The ease, you know, of accessibility of your things using this is huge. It's really a game changer. So another thing to kind of think of is make sure that you measure your space out before you buy one. They come in all different sizes, and unfortunately I've bought them without measuring sometimes, and like I got one for where was it? I think it was my spice cabinet, and I was like, yes, this is gonna be so great. Then I don't have to dig through, you know, all my spices. I can just spin it and it's great. Well, then my cabinet door wouldn't close. So just make sure you measure your space. Just like buying anything new, always measure so that you don't have to return it. But with this, obviously, if it wasn't the right size, you could find somewhere else to use it. But anyways, so yeah, another good place would be maybe somewhere that you have, like that you would normally put like a clear bin or a basket, but maybe those items are bulky and kind of heavy, kind of like awkward. Maybe it's somewhere high on like a shelf that you probably don't want to like be pulling a bin in and out. You know, you don't want it to like be tumbling on your face. So putting like a Lazy Susan up high with those bulkier, heavier items so you can just spin it and easily get to your thing instead of taking everything down is another awesome place. Yeah, I really, those are the biggest things. So the awkward spaces, and then the places where you would maybe have a bin, but it's kind of bulky items that you don't want to necessarily get up and down, in and out. Those are my top suggestions. So now I'll show you, we'll kind of put this in my pantry just as an example. and we'll see what you think. Okay, so welcome to my pantry. As you can see, like I've got a lot of oils and vinegars, and it's in this corner. It's kind of, these are those like bulky items that are awkward to get in and out. It's in that corner. Like I wouldn't probably put a clear bin like say I have up here, because you know, when you pull it out, they're just kind of clanking around. So a Lazy Susan is the perfect place, or this is the perfect place for a Lazy Susan. So I'll show you. All right, so I've got my Lazy Susan we're gonna use. And I'm just gonna kind of I'm moving these products over so that I can just get into the space, obviously. But you see how like awkward it is, you know, annoying to get to all these, especially like, this drives me crazy, like my pantry door, like it doesn't kind of open all the way, so I can't really like get in there. So I think this will be super helpful. All right, so we've got this. I always put it kind of as far back as I can, just to kind of save them a space. All right, and then I'm gonna start just kind of placing these back on there and see how it works. I'll put the oils by oils. The vinegars all together. All right, so it kind of, do I have everything? All right. This one, and then you kind of like, you got to do the spin test. Make sure it doesn't hit anything. It kind of is, so I'll pull it out a little bit. This is kind of hanging off. I probably could use a bigger one, but just for an example, I mean, this is way better. This is way better. Now I don't have room for this big old thing, but maybe I can just, there, I can put that there. I don't need to get to that all the time. And now I can easily get to everything without having to take everything out each time and all of that. I can easily spin it around and get to what I need. Love it, I love it. Yes, my OCD is going crazy with this one hanging over, but anyways, I mean, it just makes a really big difference. I love it, I love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna let you take a glimpse inside my fridge and show you how I use the Lazy Susan in there, which like I said has been, this is I think like my favorite place to use it. So on the top shelf, this one's bigger than the one that I use in the pantry. And you can just pick like, ew, this is old and needs to be thrown out. So you could pick like condiments to put up there. You could pick, trying to think of other like categories. Maybe if you have a lot of pickled type stuff, you could put those. That kind of falls in the condiment category. So that's mostly how we have ours. It's like condiments mostly. But and then like these little medicines or vitamins that don't really have another place. But yeah, whatever category you choose, it's just definitely better than having those like rows of things that where you're like, oh, I can't get to the back, I have to take everything out. It just kind of helps prevent some of that. I just love it so much. I love it, I love it. So what are your thoughts? Do you love using Lazy Susans? Do you use them right now? Or are you gonna run out to the store and buy some? Tell me, let me know in the comments. Again, I love chatting with y'all. I want you guys to be engaged and I would love your feedback. Has it been a game changer for you? Do you think it will be? Tell me, let me know. All right, you guys stay tuned. There's new videos each week and I hope to see you soon. Anyways, that Lazy Susan, where do you think is another good place that you could use one of those in your house? Do you have any ideas or thoughts?
In the freezer.
In the freezer. Okay. Where else?
On the counter.
On the counter. Yeah, I like that idea too. What do you need more, Oshep? Okay.